Hey guys, thank you for watching this Hajime no Ippo video. I apologize if the audio is uh, it's a little off right now. I'm using a PS5 controller. It's morning right now. It's 8 a.m. People are sleeping in my place, so I'm trying to keep it down, but at the same time, I want you guys to hear me. And I have birds in the house, so it's a little loud. So, with that being said, let's get to the video. Also, I want to apologize because I'm going to be minimizing back and forth. So this is the Hamaji no Ippo, the fighting card game. This is what the layout looks like currently. I added a new format, 4 players, opposed to the 1v1. Now it's four players. So as you can see, there's 4 corners. That's the 4 starting points for players. So this video is just going to be about boxer overview, and we're just going to go over the ring layout. We're going to go over the boxer overview, and we're going to touch on some rules. And then the next video, I'll do more about battling and stuff like that. So let's go over the ring. So for example, when you start up the game, you have 4 boxes here. You can use two. The game at least has to be 2 to 4 players, so at least 2 players. You have the boxer overview. Let me get a boxer card for an example. So over here, it's gonna be a little difficult because I have one hand right now. I'm using the one hand to grab the mic, and I'm using the other hand to play. So we're gonna grab Ippo's little baggie and his little standee. So everything in this inside this little baggie, if you right click and you go into search, you can see everything in here. And this is the stack for the move cards. This is the stack. This is just a single card, boxer card. There's a stack for the skill and energy cards. That's 60-60 single and 20 cards for items. So we'll get into that very soon. So let's take Ippo's baggie and let's put him as the red corner. So we're gonna drag it over here. We're gonna put Ippo here, red corner. We're gonna rotate it that way we can see him. Usually I'll do it like this just to make it look cool, but right now, for tutorial purposes, let's keep him facing forward. Okay, so we have the bag. We're gonna empty out all the stuff in there. We're gonna take out this is how you set up. We're gonna take out the move card. We're gonna drag it here. We're gonna take out the main deck over here. So this is a little bit of the way you can move it. You can also make this smaller if you right click this. You can scale it down if you want. I'll show you. See, you can scale it down if you want. So if this is too big and you want to like these like a size like that, you can. I just have it like that for now, and that's default. But you're free to change it. So this right here, we can go inside. We can see these are all skill cards. I'll show you guys some of them. So this is the main deck and some energy cards. So we're gonna rotate this one. We're gonna put it right on the main deck section. And then this is the move deck. So you can see they're all red cards. Move cards are all red. Different ways you can attack. 1 energy, 10 attack, 3 energy, 35 power. Uh, so you rotate this one too, and we're gonna place it in the move section. So we're gonna grab this one. We're gonna put it in the move section. The next thing you want to do after you set those 2 things up, you want to pull out the boxer card and the item card. And if your boxer does have a skill, for example, let's take a look at Ippo's card. Let's rotate it. If your boxer has a skill, I'll maximize it. If you look at the bottom where it says ability, at the bottom of the card, it says peekaboo continuous. That means that he continuously has this stance on him. Peekaboo stance is a continuous card. By default, Ippo is not, he's an infighter. But because he has the ability, his stance is peekaboo. So you'll grab this card, you'll set it anywhere you want. I'm going to put it here. Let's rotate this. That way it can face the proper way. That way you can see what you're doing. And we're going to take Ippo's card. We're going to put it right next to it. So this is what the setup should look like when... Oh, sorry. Almost got the item card. So we're going to take the item card. And we're going to prop it because you're the red corner. We're gonna prop it right on the corner deck. This is your deck to recover your boxer, pretty much. So this is what a setup should look like if you are about to play. You got your boxer standee on the corner. You have your main deck on the main deck slot. You have the boxer card. If the continuous applies to you, you have it there. This is not required unless it's stated in the skill section, on the ability section. You have the move deck on the move section, and you have the corner deck in the corner deck. This is what a setup should look like. And then you have the discard pile right next to it. So this is where the discard pile for the main also corner deck also goes in main, and move deck goes here, main deck goes here. That should be self-explanatory. So now let's move on to the blue corner, and we're gonna use a different boxer to set up. We're going to use let's use Miyasa. Oops, sorry, Sendel. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Let's put Sendel back in. Alright, so we got Miyata. I'm going to add more boxers, guys. These are just the 4 decks that I made. There are more boxers here. If you go over here, you want to make the decks yourself. No, sorry, wrong one. Where is it? I think it's this one. So there are more boxers if you do want to use them. Yeah, Kenta. Some of these cards have been updated, so I am going to upload the update soon. But right now, I haven't. Again, guys, I'm playing with one hand, so it's a little tricky, but I'm going to do my best. So we set up Miyata here. We're going to rotate him. So he's facing us. We're not really going to get into a match right now. We're just doing the setup. I'm showing you guys how to set up, how the overview. That's all I'm doing right now. I don't know how I did that, but okay. Let's just set up the same way. We can just toss everything out for now, and then we'll just set it up. We'll rotate it and everything. So right now, we're just setting up again, guys. We're not doing anything crazy. I'm showing you guys how to set up the game. So corner deck goes to corner deck. You're going to flip it, rotate. There, you can do this easier with the keys. You don't have to keep clicking right click. You can do it with the keyboard if you know how to use this system, which I'm not too versed in. I'm not going to deny that. I am not that versed in using this system. I just started using it recently. Even though I've had it for years, I just started really getting into it. So we're going to rotate this. I mean, flip and then rotate. Then we're going to put on the main deck. We're going to put each row here. We're going to rotate. Perfect. Line them up. And again, if you look at Miyata's ability, he has the Hitman stance. So you're going to give him his Hitman stance. And you're going to put it right next to him. Not everybody comes with the predetermined stance, but he does, Ippo does, so that's why it's applicable to them. Okay, so now you have everything set up. Over here, if you see, this is the keeper, the timekeeper. So you can actually go into this and edit it. You can change the round. So let's say if it's like round 4, you can put round 4. And you can also change the time. You can either go like that, or you can write inside of it. That's just to keep track of time. You can place this anywhere you want on the board. I just left it there. You can move everything. Or you can lock it if you don't want it to move. You just right-click, toggle, lock. You can do many things with this. This is like a physics-based game, so you can pretty much alter the parameter, the parameters, everything. Okay, so now that we have that set up, now let's get into the boxer overview card. Let's look at this board. Let's move this board. That way you guys can see it on the video. Let's just move it here in the center for now. Let's go up. Let's go down a little bit. All right, let's zoom out. Okay. So the boxer overview board is just a tracker for your boxer card. So if he gets buffed, if any of that happens, I have the wrong one. Sorry, that's not Ippo's. That's Sendo's stats. Let me switch this out. Okay, let's switch this out. I'll put this here for now. This is the one that we need. Let's rotate it. Okay, we're not gonna play matches. It doesn't really matter, but I want you guys to at least, know what I'm talking about. So this is a tracker for your boxer card. So we maximize your boxer card. Let's move it up the way. That way we can see the board and we can see what I'm talking about. So if you zoom in a little bit later. So if we look at the boxer card on the right and the boxer overview board on the left, if you look at the head HP and you go into his head HP, which is the black box, the third black box going down, the long one, the elongated one, you can see that it's the same health for the head, for the body, for the guard. Um, and then if you look up, you're gonna see the same power 120, same defense 50. If you go all the way to the corner left, you're gonna see 28 energy. So this just keeps track of your boxer. So you can write inside of it. If Ippo was to get like a buff or something, you can either you can either zoom in and you can add it, or you can just write it. And if it's like something bigger, you would want to write it like 80 or something like that. So if Ippo got hit, you can decrease his health, whatever it is. Um, but that's how you handle that. Okay, with that being said, let's look at Ippo's card and let's go over the boxer layout, the anatomy of the card per se. Okay, so on the upper left, we're gonna start with the upper left. On the upper left, we have the rarity of the card. This card is a UR, which is an ultra rarity card. If you go to the middle, it tells you what the card is. The card type is a boxer card. If you go to the right side, you're gonna see the style, the stance the boxer is in. This is a infighter. This we'll talk about that a little later. What the relevance of that is, the importance. And then if you go below that, you have the picture of Ippo or of any character who the card pertains to. If you go below the picture to the left, you're gonna see the boxer's name, and right below that, you're usually gonna see the series that the boxer's in. So this Ippo from the Rookie King tournament. This is what this card's about. And then if you go to the right of the name, you see the footwork, the movement stats. So footwork +1 means that Ippo can move +1 anywhere on the field, even diagonally, plus just one space. And then it says /1 EN. That means one energy. So for every movement, you have to deduct an energy. So that's why you go to your tracker board. So every time Ippo moves, you go -1, and you keep going down, right? So let's go back to the card. So then it says forward dash +2 /2 EN. So that pretty much means Ippo can dash forward, only forward, not backwards, not side to side, not diagonal. Ippo can only dash forward +2 -2 energy. So he's gonna go 1, 2, and then you're gonna deduct 2 energy. 1, 2. And now it says, let's move this out the way. Now it says, excuse me, my throat's a little bad, guys. Now it says Ippo can move sliding left or sliding right. So that pretty much means he can go either left or right, not diagonal, just left or right. That's it. +2 or um, +2 and -2 energy. So you're gonna go either 1, 2, or you're gonna go 1, 2, and you're gonna deduct the energy amount. And then it says, I keep clicking on the standee, and then it says backdash +2, which means you can go 2 spaces, -2. So again, 1, 2. That's 2 energy. So that would be how the movement system works for this game. And then, I'm sorry about that. Excuse me. And then we have the right on the right side. We have the dominant hand, so Ippo's right-handed. I don't know what the main use is of that yet, but that will have some relevance in the game in the future. As of right now, it says there. And then we have power, and we have defense. So right under his name, power means how much damage you would cause, and defenses means how much damage you resist. Pretty straightforward. So an example of how damage should work. Let's draw a card from the move deck. Let's shuffle it first. Draw one. So an example would be Ippo plays without getting into battle, I'm just showing you an example. Ippo plays left uppercut. The left uppercut takes 3 energy and 4 power. So you would reduce. Well, let's say you throw like a combination, right? We're gonna do 3 for the sake of this video. So let's say Ippo throws a uppercut, jab, uppercut, left uppercut. So Ippo would do left uppercut, jab, and then another left uppercut to follow through. So that'll be the 2 uppercuts are both 40, so that's 80. And then this one would be 90. So it would be 90 plus equals 120, which is 210. So you're not going to change that there. You're just going to, keep track of it. You can also use a calculator. There's a calculator here if you want to use this one. Or you can just use your phone. So if Ippo is attacking someone like Miata, Miata's defense is 95. When guarding, the defense goes up by 2. So if you chose to defend, it will go up by 2. If not, he's either going to counterattack or he's going to try to evade the shot. Evading will not let you get hit at all. So if you were to commit to this, the energy required, you see where it says E.N. required, that means energy required right on top. And then it says POW, which stands for power, plus 4. So that would be 3 and 3 plus 1, which is 7. So we would reduce 7 from here. And that's how that works. So let's continue with the anatomy of the card. So that's how that works. So we have the head HP right below power and defense. We have the body HP and guard stamina. The head HP obviously is your head health points, and the body is your body health points. And the guard stamina just means how much you can withheld when you're blocking. So for example, if Miata chose to defend, he will use his guard stamina to guard that. But for example, here's an example. Let's say Miata chose to defend times 2. Let's say he's blocking his head, but Ippo aims for the body. The guard stamina won't protect you because Ippo never aims for the head. So the guard stamina only blocks what you're guarding. So if he goes for the body and you weren't blocking the body, that's when the defense will try to defend you, but hits will go through. If Ippo was attacking the head and you're blocking the head, then your guard stamina will apply, and your defense doesn't have to be applicable. So the guard stamina will absorb all the hits that your head would have taken. But if you were blocking your body opposed to your head, then your guard stamina will kick in, but you will take damage to the body, but your head would be fine because that's what you were blocking. Hope that makes sense. So it's pretty much like a safety net. Excuse me. And then to the right of the head HP and body HP and guard stamina, you have the country. JP means Japan. I don't think. Hold on. I think I have another box that's a different country here. I think I have Jason. Let's pull him up. So I can show you guys an example. Right. So someone like Jason, he has U.S. on his, so he's American, right? Even though he's, technically he's considers himself Japanese. I think. I don't know. He's still American, right? So I put U.S. on his thing. So that actually plays a big role in the game itself. This right here is not a big factor in the game yet, but it's here. These I shouldn't get into this, kind of want to sidetrack, but I'll tell you guys. These are stadium cards. This is one of the stadium cards right here. If you read, it says when boxing a non-Japanese boxer with a Japanese boxer, +5 on power and defense, ongoing until this location is removed. Once per main or battle phase, you can activate this card effect. Gain 10 energy. There can only be one stadium in play. So pretty much both players can use the stadium cards. It's active. However, if you're playing with a non-American in this particular stadium card, they're gonna get a buff. I don't think I've thought about maybe doing a debuff, but I don't think so. I'm just gonna give the home crowd favor a buff. and every stadium card has a different effect, right? So, for example, when Ichiro was in Thailand, um, he lost his first fight because they, even though he was kicking the guy's butt, he lost the first fight because they were choosing favoritism. So something like that. Maybe I can put at the end of the round, it'll be a draw. So something like that. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Let's continue. So that's the country, and then below that we have EN, which stands for energy, 28. That just means your stamina. We went over that. Every time you make an action of some sort, your stamina, your energy reduces. The reason I named it energy, not stamina, was because I had guard stamina and I didn't want to do stamina. I didn't want to get it confusing, so that's why I did EN. So right to the right of that, you have ability. Ippo has SP finisher, which is good when he's using an SP card, which is a Sunday punch. And then you have the peekaboo, which is a continuous effect. We went over that in the beginning of the video. Then to the right, you have the featherweight, which is the class. So that's just anything, whatever class you're playing with that boxer. So that's a whole overview of a card. Before we end this video, because again, guys, I just wanted to go over the overview. I will make another video with how the fighting works and all those mechanics. This is the first video I'm making officially, going over the game, because I know some people were confused. So I just wanted to clarify a few things. I will read this. I think I will. This is setting up. So let's go over this a little bit. Okay, so we have 8 type of cards right now. Equipment, stadium, and gym cards are not a big factor in the game. I did show you guys a stadium card. Let's go over what they do. Let me move this a little bit over here. Okay, so a boxer card, we just went over it, right? You can only have one. You can choose if you're there. Okay, so let me backtrack. So there are a few modes in this game. There is a mode called T mode. You can choose. I put 3, but it's actually 5. So you can choose 5 boxers in T mode, and the way team mode works is that if you have, per se, Ippo in round 1 and he survives, whatever, he goes back. If you want to tag in another boxer, you can. I don't think I want to. Maybe I might include some specific cards where you can swap in the middle of the match. Maybe I can make that, and that way that can override that. That would be kind of cool. I think I might do that after this video. I might make that. But team mode, pretty much, it's 5 versus 5. If 3 of your boxers lose, the other player wins. If you beat 3 of their boxers, you win. And then you have 4-player mode, which is last man standing. Each boxer's in the 4 corners, and you guys go slug it out. Or you can do the traditional 1 versus 1, or you can do a tournament mode. And you pick 9 boxers. At the end of the tournament, there's a boss waiting, and that's going to be your final challenger. Those are the 4 modes in the game. I only outlined 2 over here because this was previously when I made the rules. I just came up with those as I was going along. So we got the boxer card. We got the move cards, which are these. You can do 60 to 100 cards. These cards can be used as combinations to damage your opponent. So these are the cards that we went over earlier. They're right here. And this is a boxer card. Then you have, we haven't shown you guys the skill cards yet, so let's draw that. Okay, perfect. We got 2 of each, so I can show you. So this is a skill card. Can be used before or during battle phase. Can be used during the battle phase, depending on the card. So you can use this card, and actually, let me look for a specific card here. Let me draw until I get what I need. Oh wait, I don't have that here. Never mind. I never updated this. Okay, so what I was trying to show you guys was that some cards, for example, it says during the battle phase. I'm gonna add a little icon on the top where it shows you that it can be used during the battle phase. And then you have cards like this one that can only be used during the main phase, and those won't have the icon. I was thinking about adding 3 different types of icons. So maybe one indicates that, no, I mean, well, 2. One, the blank one means just the main phase. One of them means just the battle phase, and then the other one means both. That's what I was planning on doing. So I might go ahead with that. I'll see if I can make that work. If not, I'll just leave it as 1. So you have cards like Finishing Blue that you can use in the main phase, and you have cards like a Sliding Left that you can use in the battle phase, and I believe this is just a battle phase. And then you have other cards that you can use in both phases. Let me see if I can draw one of those. I kind of know which one it is. If I see it, I can search and pick one out myself. Let me see if I can find it. Or I can just show you guys. Okay, this is a good example here. So this one, Adrenaline Rush. Twice per main phase, draw 4 cards from your main deck. If this card is used during the battle phase, instead of drawing cards, move 2 spaces anywhere on the grid. So that's an example. Anywhere on the grid means that you can go left to right diagonal. Doesn't mean that you can teleport down there or anything like that. Doesn't mean that. So, um, okay. So those are skill cards. Energy card is cards that can be used before or during the battle phase. Depending on the card, you can also use in the corner phase. It all depends. So here's one card. The end card. This is what they look like. Adds 10 energy. This card can be used during your battle phase. So that tells you right there. And then you have a card like um, Heart of a Lion. Adds 100 EN. If this card is in your discard pile, you can add it to your hand on your next phase, but if you do, this card cannot be played for the entire match. This EN card can only be used once per round. And then you have a card like this one, Random EN. Roll 3 dice. If 2 dice are equal value, the single die will be the total recovery EN times 10. This card can only be used during. This card can be used during any phase. So a card like this, you see, you can use it during any phase. Okay. So those are EN cards. Then you have the item cards, which are used right here in the corner. So when your boxer, for example, when the round is over, your boxer is going to go to his corner again, right? And you're going to draw 2 cards from here. So you're going to shuffle it first and move it out the way. You're going to shuffle it. So every time you're in the corner phase, you're going to draw 2 cards. One, two. And with this one, you can recover your boxer's health. So these item cards can only be used during the corner phase, and you have a stack of 20, and no more. You can't have no more than 20. As of right now, maybe in the future I'll change it. So this card right here fully restores HP for both head and body and removes all status effects, even the good ones. This one right here restores 120 to your head HP. 100% chance to remove break status. Break means you broke your arm, you broke your hand. So if you decide to use one, you're gonna bring it to the discard pile right here onto the main one. And if you don't decide to use the other one, then you're gonna put it back into the deck. So you're gonna flip it, you're gonna prop it, and then you're just gonna shuffle, and that's it. And then you proceed. And if you run out of these, then you're screwed. Let's see. So far, I haven't seen the game in action, so I'm gonna leave it at 20. Maybe I'll put it to 40. I might make it to 40. So then we have the. I'm gonna add an equipment card. These cards help you boost your boxers and are placed within the main deck. So it can be anything like red gloves, which gives you maybe like +4, +40 power or something like that, or maybe a card like hand wraps, which increase your going first. Maybe some type of shoes that increase your footwork or slide or dashing to the right to the left. Then we have stadium cards, the one I showed you. Or these are the ones right here. So stadium cards, when this card is played, both players can activate its effects. And then you have gym cards. Gym cards are specified for specific boxers, and I believe they're gonna play a big role during the team mode that I was talking to you guys about. So that's just the card types, right? I know it's a lot to take in, guys. I'm sorry. So next, I'm just gonna read this quickly to you guys. As you look at the boxer card, I'm going to go over this. Let me move this out the way. Okay, so the boxer card, let me get a little closer so you guys can see it. Perfect. Okay, let me just drag this a little bit more this way. That way I can see it. Okay, great. Okay, so there's an overview of the box. This is what we spoke about earlier, but I'm just going to read it. So at the top of the card, you have the card type. That's the boxer card, which is a box card. On the left, you have the card rarity. That's the UR for this card. On the right of the card type, you will see the style of your boxer by default. You can change the stance with a stance card. That's the card that we went over in the beginning. These are stance cards. These give you continuous effects. So, for example, the Peekaboo style, you gain 2 times power and defense boost when fighting on the inside. During battle phase, flip a coin. If heads, negate the attack. Once per round, increase your player's defense by 2 times. When 2 heads during the end phase of the round, add 4 hooks. I might change some of that, but that's what it is for now. Then you have the character's image. Let's pull this back up. Character's image. To the left under the picture is the name. Next to the name towards the right, this box tells you how fast you can move with this boxer. For example, with Ippo, you can forward dash +2, which means 2 spaces for 2 energy. Then to the right of the movement box, you have left, right, and both hands. Underneath all that, excuse me guys, my head is itchy. Under all that, Underneath all that, you have the character's power and defense. Under that section, you have the endurance stats such as head and body HP. Also, you have the guard stamina. On the right of that information, you have the country. This will play a role with the boxer in different stadiums. Below that, we have E.N., which stands for energy. To the right of E.N., we have the boxer's ability. And here are some cards to assist. And I think I can get rid of that. Here are some cards to assist with movements. I'm still working on more like push off of shoulders. I think that's when I was giving an example of what cards to use, but that's not important in this rule. So let me delete that. Well, let me leave it. 'Cause I'm not gonna save this anyways. I'll delete it later. And then if we pull up Ippo again, we'll see that default. Well, let's get a Ichiro out here too, so we can see an example. So you have outboxers, which are the blue cards. Maybe I should pull up a hybrid fighter too. I think I only have one right now in this playthrough. Let me see if I can locate him. Oh, actually, I have this guy too. So this guy, yeah, I'll leave him there. I made him into UR. He's not supposed to be UR. So I'm gonna use this guy for example. And we only have one unorthodox, which is Mashiba. All right, let's bring Mashiba to the board, and let's zoom back in. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys all of them. So we have the outboxer, which is the blue card. So again, if you look at the corner right, you'll see style boxer. It's blue. The card is blue. On the border of the card is blue, and inside the card is teal. And then we have infighter. The border is red, and inside is a little crimson, a little darker red. And then we have the hybrid. On the outside is yellow, and then inside it's outside is like a little gold, I guess, and then inside it's yellow. Whatever you want to consider that, or maybe it's gold on the inside. And you see on the top right again, style hybrid, and then you have unorthodox. These are the purple cards. So you see it's purple, and then like a deep darker purple on the inside, or some type of light. Okay, so outboxers beat in fighters and cause 2 times damage. So for example, Ichiro would be instead of 65 power, it would be times 2 when he's fighting an infighter. When Ippo's fighting when an infighter is fighting a mid, it'll be times 2 to the 120. Or I don't know actually how I'm gonna go about this. Maybe you guys can help me figure this one out, or I can just ask around. I don't know if it's gonna be times 2 when using a move card, or it's gonna be times 2 the default power. I still gotta figure that one out. I'm gonna go back and talk with people. Um, and then you got the hybrid. This one beats outboxers, and then you have the unorthodox. This one is times 2 power and defense during battle against all these styles. So all these styles it can defeat. It has an upper hand, I should say. Okay, so again, this is just showing you how to set up. So setting up to play, you choose a boxer card, which we did in the beginning. And then it says your side consists of a main deck, which can be between 60 to 80. So your main deck can have more than 60, but I left it at 60. This deck contains EN, items, skill, equipment, stadium, gym, and stance cards. You can also have a second. You also have a second deck called the move deck. That was this one. The move deck contains between 60 to 100. The move deck can be used during battle phase, and the main decks can be used throughout the game. You can have an unlimited amount of basic move cards for all jabs, hook, uppercuts, cross, and overhand cards, variations, but other move cards such as illegal, unique, and SP cards have a limit of 4. So this is what this means, guys. So this is a basic card. If you look on the top right, you see it says basic. These are basic cards. And then a card like um, this uppercut, Joe first, I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's a unique card, and then you have a card like I don't know where it is right now. Oh, there you go. A card like Liver Blow is an SP card, Sunday Punch, so that's his finishing move. Um, that's an SP card, and then I don't have legal cards with Ippo, but Mashiba does, but it will say illegal on top. So that's pretty much it for this video. We went over one thing we didn't go over. And these are status effects. We'll go more into this in the next video. But you can click these on when, let's say, your boxer is stunned or whatever, or he has like a buff or debuff. You can put that on. I'm gonna separate debuff somewhere else, but for now it's there. I still have a lot more missing here. Yeah, shortness of breath. This occurs when you have no energy. Heavy bleeding. You can bleed, clinch. Okay, but for now we're gonna stop it there because I think we covered a lot. The next video I will go over another set of things. Maybe I'll go over the battling or something like that. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope that sheds some clarity on the game. If you guys have questions, join the Discord. You guys can shoot me a comment, a message. I can make a video specifically for you if you want to get on voice chat with me, and I can explain it to you. Whatever I can do to help you understand the game, I'll appreciate it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Take care.